All right, and welcome. So let's continue from where we actually stopped. Okay. Do you want to reassign default rebar pattern? Okay, or just click on no. All right, so we are back here. The analysis is done. I will click on OK. You can go further to check if they are if all the steel members have passed or failed. If you come to your design, you can check your steel members that have failed and those ones that have passed. From here you can see the steel columns have passed. You can check your frames, you can check your braces, pull line, your guards, your truss. If you have your dome, you can as well check all of that. Now good, if you look at this, you realize that some of the members have failed, like these ones. If you check the shear wall here too, some of them have failed at this level. Okay, so basically this is how it works. Okay, but since we are at the story 0 here, let's still see what we can do. Let's just proceed by inserting our strip footing. So I'm just going to, mind you can take out your time to, you can design envelope and then just click on design. Okay, and I'll click on OK. The footing bar size you can select and all that even before clicking on design. So all of that can be done. The left hand side cantilever, the right hand side cantilever is going to be 1 meters based on what I specify. I can remove the cantilever if I so please and click on OK. But then if I make any change there, I will have to click on design again. All right, so this is basically how our strip footing is going to look like. Similarly, like you can as well do a combined footing, but this is not advisable to combine these two footings. They are very far away from each other. Okay, but if for example you want to combine these two footings, you can select the two and click on insert combine pad footing. So similarly for pile as well, so you can have a combined pile cap. Okay, so that is that. Let's go straight down to our steel so we can see what we'll be able to achieve from our ProtaSteel. So we are here now. Let me come to my drawings and reports and I'll go to my ProtaSteel. Alright, so you can see the steel is loading. Alright, you can see it's importing frames. Alright, so I can close this. The steel is going to load in the background. Alright. Okay, so we are here. Like in ProtaSteel, the only thing we are concerned about is this the steel members, right? So as for the concrete, even if we highlight them, nothing is going to really take place. Okay, so this is basically the interface for our steel, our ProtaSteel 2024. Similarly, you can just right click and come to your IntelliConnect and click on create line connection. Now you can go automatic, which is this. You can see it's on auto. If I click on next, the software will by itself select the most suitable kind of line connection for me, and I can just click on run and it will run that for me automatically. Similarly, while it's still highlighted, you can see that connection has been created for my line. Alright, I can also still right click and come to IntelliConnect and click on create that connection, and I will click on next. I will click on run. Okay, I will also right click, come to IntelliConnect and click on, I think I have sag rods on my guards. I also have sag rods. So you see some of this sag rod could not be connected, right? You can manually do for all of that. So but then I may not extensively speak on all of them because I have been able to explain all of these in previous videos where I spoke about each of these connection. So I will come to, okay, I have a base plate, but let's do for base plates. You can see this one has a lot of stiffness here. So whichever one I want to really make use of, but let's say I want to use these, I can click on run. So normally you can as well achieve your base plates manually. I have created videos like that on your base plate. Same thing goes with other previous versions of the software, base plates normally you tend to have some level of issues with creating that connection automatically. But then let me try this simple base plate with design and see if that will be created. So I encountered the same challenge, but nevertheless that can be created manually. I have done quite some number of videos on that. Okay, I may still touch it a bit, creating it manually. Okay, let's try the brazing connection automatically. Okay, it's done. Let's come to truss connection. So you have to specify the thickness of your gusset plates, right? Okay, all of that is done. You can see these are the gusset plates, right? These are the gusset plates that was generated automatically for us. Okay, let me still right click, come to floor beam connection. You can see we have this stiffened end plate connection macro, the fin plate connection, beam to beam end plate connection. However, whichever of these connection, but let's see, I just click on next. You know, the software uses a level of artificial intelligence to check your model and create all the necessary connection where it's supposed to be, but it's usually not 100% as intelligent as a human can be. I'll put it that way. So some of the connections you will have to create them yourself. Okay, so let's come to column slash beam connections. Next, now run. So you will agree with me that most of the major connections here has been really generated by the software for us automatically. Okay, one very interesting thing is that some of your structural members here, you can see by just right clicking, and when you click on the properties, You can as well use from these properties to rotate any of these members. Okay, you can rotate any of these members. So let's say I add here maybe 100 and I click on apply and I click on OK. Right. Okay, so I was able to reverse that anyway. Let's come to our base plate here. You can see we have several base plates we can use. Let's say I'm using this with this stiffness. I will just right click. Once I click on the member, I will right click and that base plate will be inserted. So if I want to add a anchor bolt, if you come to miscellaneous here, you can simply just if you right click on it, you see it brings a menu for you like this. It shows you the geometry. You can increase this hook angle. You can also rotate these bolts if you like. Okay, so but you would have to place them to know if there is any need for you to rotate. So let's say I select this anchor bolt. All I need to do is to right click and select the base plate. Now you will see that plate has been, the bolt has been created, and if I tend to hide this member, I will be able to see that anchor bolt. Now this is where that rotation is very, very important. Okay, it's important to rotate your bolt. So if I type in 180, let's see what we have for this. Okay, good. So you can see I've been able to rotate this particular bolt. So this is just basically how to achieve your bolts. So if I'm taking this way, is this supposed to be 90? Okay, yeah, that's right. So similarly, I'll just click apply, click OK. So this is basically how to achieve all of that. So even if you are not able to use the automatic the IntelliConnect to place your base plate for all of them, you can manually insert your base plate, and there is a way to create a base plate manually. I have spoken extensively on that too as well. So you can visit the channel to see all of that for yourself. All right, so each of these member like this, now you can see I can increase this height of this column. For example, if I want to, if I double click on it from here, the ProtaSteel, you can see it brings the geometry of this particular steel column, telling me this is the height of this steel column. You can see at the end here, this is the start, which is the bottom. This is the end here, which is the top. Now at this bottom, I can increase this height. Let's say I increase this by 200. I can click on apply and click on OK, you discover that this has increased, right? So but then I will take it back to the initial height. All right, so I will leave it as it is here. So you can do that similarly for every other column. So right, let me see if I can show you some can see some beam to beam connection, beam to column connection, which is this. So you can see every connection. It will give you a little preview from the diagram here, showing you where those connection is supposed to be used. You can see I can use my hunch connection for this. The macros have failed. Okay, let me use this stiffen end plate. Okay, so the connection has been created. Okay, I think I had, oh, there was a connection that is here already. So I think that was why that didn't work. Let me try this hunch connection here. Hunch. Mind you, you can select 3 members. So you can see that hunch has been generated here for me. Okay, so all of this actually works and they work perfectly. However, you as the engineer, you use your discretion to select the best connection that suits every structural member. Okay, and again, you can create more details for each of your connection. Let's say for this particular beam to column connection where I have this here. Sorry. So if I highlight this, I can click on detailing item manager. So if you click on detailing item manager, I can name this beam column connection 1. Okay, so however, you can just shorten it, B to C, right, 1, and I will click on add to ask me to select. So I'll have to select like a primary member. So I made a mistake. I am going to take that again. Highlight it, click on detailing item manager, B to C connect 1. I'll click on add, I'll click on select. So if I click on select, I can select this, so like a primary and a secondary member, and then you will see that will be created. You can see this box. You are going to see where this will come to play as we proceed. So you can do that similarly for all of this. You can do it for this as well. Just this will be truss connection 1. I'll click this, I'll click on select, click on this, click on this, I can just press enter. Now you can see that has been generated here as well. So you can do it however you want, for wherever you want it to be. Okay, so let me let me do it for here as well. So here we have the okay. Let's see, from connection to, click on select. Select this. Oh, I think that's way too large. Okay, Truss. Okay, I think while I was highlighting, this other part of the connection is being selected. So basically this is just the concept of this connection. Just click click let me use this. Okay, fine. That has been created. Okay, so you can take out your time to fix in or select all the necessary connection you want to use. Just you can use this detailing. It will give you the detail of each of these connections. That's basically what it does. It gives you the entire detail of this connect. It will be good for me to capture this as well. Call this B to C connection 2. I will add, I will click on select, select this member, and I will press enter. Alright, so that is that. I will leave it like this and I'll close. Right, so you can actually create views from your grid, okay, and you can also create views from here if we use the view by either 2 points or 3 points. So if I want to do the view by 2 points, if I select here and I select here, hold on. Okay, I'll take that again. Okay, so I will take that again, view by 2 points. If I click on view by 2 points, all I need to do is to select 2 points. Okay, so trying to select 2 good points so that so if I select here, and then I select here, All right, so you can see that view has been created for me. However, you can select any 2 points. That will be done for you automatically. So you can see this view has been generated however you want to. This is your view. So if you double click on it, you can rename this. Okay, so however you want to name it, whether view 1 or view 2, however you want to name this, you can actually name your views. So you can switch back to your 3D. This view is very important. I'll show you where that is going to be useful for us. Okay, you can create an assembly drawing either by parts, or you can create by either parts, create drawings by parts, or create assembly drawing. So if I select that member and I create on parts drawing, for example, so sorry, I will have to perform what we call numbering. Okay, so all you need to do is just to highlight your structural members. Okay, when you highlight, you go to your drawings and reports, you click on perform numbering. Very important. You can apply. It's going to perform numbering for all your steel members. So you can see it will tell you. Okay, let's just write on. I'll show you something very interesting. Oh my goodness, it's taking a long time. All right, so I will click on OK. I'm just going to close this quickly. So each of these member, I can just come to create, whether by part or assembly. So creating parts drawing. So I think it's done. All I need to do now is to press on F6 or double click on this drawing manager. So however I want it. So if I double click on it, you will see that has been created. All I need to do, I can create and give it a name, whether okay. So if I open, so the drawing has been, you can see this is a part drawing. It does not include the connections, right? You can see this is just the beam. It's telling you the beam, right? The connection is actually not included. So similarly, we can go back to our 3D model, right? You can see this is the drawing that has been generated for us. But let's go back to our 3D model and see what we have there. Sorry, you have to click on model view, so it takes you to the model view. So this time around, what I will do is to right click and come to interconnect. Sorry, creating drawings. I will click on assembly drawing. So you are going to see that there will be a difference in the drawing that will be generated. So I will click on F6 to take me there, or I can double click on drawing manager. Now this is the drawing that has been generated for me, so I can click on open drawing, right? So I believe that would have been created already, so I can simply just close this. Now you can see this is what I have. This is now the assembly drawing. So this is the basic difference between having a part drawing and an assembly drawing. So on assembly drawing, you can see every connection that is on this particular member was actually generated as well, right? Like it's fully well detailed compared to where you have just the parts drawing, right? So this is basically what part drawing and assembly drawing actually means in Prota Structure. Okay, you can see a table here is also generated for us. Okay, okay, let's come back to our model view, or let me stay here. On this now, where I am here, I can actually create you can see the entire 3D view has been generated. So if you look at this 3D model, you discover that this model looks a bit more difficult to really interpret. So we can do some little changes to this model. If we double click on this here, it brings this menu. You can change this to a hidden line. You can come to your filter. This is on general. Change to hidden here. Come to filter here. You can click on filter. This one, I can change this to 3D, unlimited. Click on filter settings. I will select profile, select weld, select plate. So these are just what I want to include. If I click this, I click on apply, and click on OK. Now you can see our model is looking way more better actually than the previous one we had, right? Okay. All right. So if you could remember, although we've hidden some of the members, but let's see